Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and I'm not prepared for this video whatsoever. Well, I am. It's the 2025 year in review. I have been tagged by the wonderful Karen at My Colourful Country Life and I will leave her in the description below. So go and check her out and check out her description where all of the questions will be listed. And yeah, I'm really excited to do this, and it's came at a perfect time because this also marks my 6 months of colouring. I have been colouring since August. Sorry, we started in July. I'm telling a lie. We started in July, but there was only 3. So yeah, I count it from August, but then that's only 5 months. Anyway, whatever. It does not matter. Here we are with my planner because I'm a Hobonichi girl now, and I have written out the questions in here and answered them all. So sneak peek, this is what you are getting for your sneak peek, but I'm not going to show you that right now. You can look at my hand because I need to do my tags. Now, if you don't make the list, it's not because I hate you, but it's just because I don't want to be listing off everybody that I watch in the planet. So I'm going to just quickly name some people that I tag. I'll put them in the description below, go check them out. Yeah, it's too much people to share the love, to be honest. I'm really sorry, but yeah. If you are not tagged on this list, then please just take this as your tag. So we're going to go with Helen, Little Hobby Nook, Crystal, Casually Colouring, Andre from Colourful Worlds, Amy from Amy in Progress, Autumn from Autumn Illustrator, Raven from The Raven Crafts, or Chantal rather, Holly from Holly Berry Colours, Pauline's Art Stuff, and Lauren Reed Colour. Those are their Instagram names. I'm hoping that that's also their YouTube names. So yeah, let's get into this because it's gonna take a while. So the first question is favourite 10 pages of 2025, and I thought this was gonna be easy because I've only been colouring for 6 months. But it wasn't, it was really hard. If you can guess what number 1 is from my collection of colours or colouring pages, then comment below, but we will start with the first one. My first favourite colouring page is from Matchstick Mouse, and it's actually Rainy Day, not the autumn one, if I can find it. Oh, that's already Rainy Day, so where is it? Here we go, there we go. Yes, I printed them off PDF style. I'm going to sit down because I'm tired, okay? It's late. My favourite, in 10th place, I would say, is Matchstick Mouse, but I'm not saying that it's any less or any greater than my previous pages or whatever. It's just that, you know, it was really hard to decide. But I really enjoyed this one because it was the first time that I had used ink tints since the last time I was colouring, and it just made me fall in love with ink tints again, and it just made me sort of go into colouring with them from here on out a lot more, and I just think it came out really nice. It's vibrant, it's fun, and I really liked it. It's a very early one. It's from Kingdom of Curious Creatures by Kanoka Agusa, and I would say that this is my first proper page back into the adult colouring world, even though I did a few before that. Like I did this one. This didn't make it, unfortunately. This was one of the first ones that I did. This was also one of the first ones that I did, and it was garish. Please don't try and not look at that. Maybe I should cover it with something. I'll just cover it with that so that you don't have to look at that. But yes, this one is my 9th favourite, and it is falling out, unfortunately. I might have to stick that in somehow, but maybe with some clear Scotch tape or something. But it's one of my favourite ones just because I think it was one of the ones that made me fall in love with colouring completely again. So it was my first proper page, I would say, because I did a couple of cosy pages before this, but this is my first proper colouring page, and I had so much fun. I enjoyed it. It's not the best results. I could have, you know, continued to keep working on it and actually pick out some of the details and do some more shading and highlighting and stuff, but it definitely kickstarted my love back for colouring, and it's got a sort of cherished place in my heart, I think. That is definitely my 9th favourite page of 2025. My 8th page was from Anamorphia Kirby Roseanne's, and this is one of my very early pages as well. I think this is probably about my 3rd page that I've done, but I love it. Sorry, this is really, really just shining on there, isn't it? This is my 8th favourite page because it's not my best work, but again, I just enjoyed the process, and I actually enjoyed doing all these little doodles. A lot of people don't like the doodles, but I quite enjoy them, and I actually can't wait to do another Kirby page where it has these doodles, one of his earlier works. And I also think that it just brought me back to, again, my old colouring days where I would just black out the background of a Kirby page and just go wild with the details. And it was just so much fun. I think I used Prismas for this. It's very smooth, so I think I did use Prismas, yeah. And I was enjoying it. I usually use Polychromos for Kirby pages, and look how flat and amazing this page is. It's awesome. Oh, there's so much plans that I have to do in Kirby books. I have so many of them. But yes, this is definitely my 8th favourite page, and I love it. I think a lot of my pages are actually my favourite because of the process, and they have a meaning behind them, which is pretty cool. Because this one also has a meaning behind it. It is Joanna Basford's World of Flowers, and it was the first time that I really got my Polychromos pencils out again. I've had the same set for over 10 years now, and I haven't obviously used them since I stopped adult colouring because I went on to painting my own paintings and I never used coloured pencils. But this, I followed a tutorial by Peter Hewitt, and Peter Hewitt was somebody that I used to follow back in the day when I first started adult colouring back in 2017. And it was just nice to follow a tutorial from her again, because I had followed tutorials from her, especially in Joanna Basford books in the past. I don't have those coloured books anymore, unfortunately. I destashed all of my coloured books, regret it so much. I'm never going to destash anything again unless I really, really don't like it. But if I've coloured in it, I don't think I will. But yeah, this just made me fall in love with Polychromos again. It showed me some colour combinations that I never would have used before, like this with the Geranium Lake and the oranges and the yellows, and then this with the middle purple pink, I think it's called, or middle purple lake, whatever it's called, and the creams and the ivories and just the other carmine colours. I thought that was really nice, and I usually do not use bright coloured leaves. I always go for like a more muted toned colour, so I am just really happy with this page and how much progress I have made since I started colouring this, and it's just a really significant page in my colouring journey. My next favourite page is going to be, I'm actually getting these books out one by one. I don't have them in a pile because I was unprepared for this video. So this is Creepy Kwawi Halloween. And my favourite page was, it was kind of a toss-up between the 2 pages that I've done in this book. I have done the Grim Reaper, but I know that for a fact that I could have done the trees a lot better, and like my colouring technique wasn't on point in this video, in this one, but I'm giving it an honourable mention because this is when I started using other mediums on my pages apart from just coloured pencils. So I would use watercolour pencil in the background and build it up rather than just using coloured pencils, because I'm a one media person when it comes to artwork, but I'm trying to branch out a little bit and use multiple. Also, really sorry if you can hear my husband in the background. He is home. We've got it all going on, trying to film when I yeah, I'm sorry if you hear him shouting. It's unavoidable, to be honest. I can't tell him to shush, it's not nice. Even though I just did. Okay, there we go. Here it is. It's the ghost page. This was a buddy with Jess. I will mention all the buddies. I was just thinking, should I mention all the buddies? Because there's probably going to be a lot. But this was a buddy colour with Jess, and Jess was one of my first buddies actually, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, this was awesome. I think it was because of the gold. I had never used gold in my pages before, and I really had so much fun doing this page. I really enjoyed colouring the books, even though they're repetitive. It was really fun. I just loved the colour palette. Everything about this page made me happy. This side is really dirty, but whatever, it's fine. Yeah, we can deal with it, but I don't know, it's just really cool. It's so simple and so quick, but these pages are so fun to colour, and they're just such a joy to have in my collection. So that's definitely number 6. Number 5 is horror movies, and it's the It page, which is surprising that I even wanted to colour any of this, because I am not a horror person anymore. I used to love horror books, horror books and movies. But recently the movies are terrible because they are just really badly made these days, and so repetitive and just predictable, and I don't like them. But I didn't think I was going to be a horror colouring person, but I'm actually looking forward to doing more pages in this book, to be honest. But this is one of my favourite pages just because I enjoyed the process again. I had so much fun. I love the result. I think it's one of my favourite pages because it's just so nice and fun. It's really hard to find the words to explain these pages when they're all pretty much my favourites because of the same reason. Like, I enjoyed the process and I enjoyed the end result as well. So I did Google what colour the books were. I did ask in Polly's live stream which colour the books were, and a lot of people said red or yellow, but they were actually green. And then I think it may have changed though between movies, I'm not sure, but I think most of them were green. And then I didn't know what colour this grate was, and I didn't know whether to make it look wet or just look like this. I decided to go with this just because it was easier, and also it looked kind of like this in the photograph that I was copying as well. So yeah, I just did that and I really love it. I was annoyed by the balloon because it's got pre-highlighted bits on it, which is quite annoying, and it just makes it sort of mess with my personal preference of how I like to do highlights and shadows and stuff. But I really love it. I'm really happy with it. I think it's cool. Now my son is moving about upstairs, really distracting me. I hate filming when people are in the house. The next one is from Das Land der kleinen Abenteuer. And this is by Rita Berman. It's her newest book, newest release. I was so happy that I managed to get this when I did, thanks to Jess from Colouring Bumblebee. She texted me and told me that it was released on Blackwell's, and I ordered it while I was on the way to Wales, feeling very sick because I do not like going down the road on my phone. I hate being on my phone when I'm in the car, and it makes me feel sick. So I was like having a break and then ordering it and having a break and ordering it. I wish that I got somebody else to do it because I was so sick. But this is my very first page in this book, and it's one of my favourites. It was a buddy colour with Raven's Colouring Time. She got me to do this, and it was the first time that I used Derwent Drawn pencils as well, which I was really excited about. This is a not Longstrom, oh my goodness, luminance pencil in the background, however, because I couldn't find the right blue in the set, because I think this was the sort of brightest blue I had in that set. But yeah, it was such a fun page. I love the way it came out. I love the colour palette. I think it's fun because it's so muted and autumn-like, even though it's probably more of a spring sort of page, but I really enjoyed it, you know? I loved it. It was so fun. And I can't wait to do more in this book. I'm so excited. This is actually a project book now with little Hobby Nook. That's why I got confused. My next page is from my absolute favourite Kirby book. It may have changed by now. I don't know if my favourite Kirby book's changed, but I definitely love it now, or did love it back then. But this is my favourite page from this book. It's got loads of glitter on it. It's really hard to see. I think loads of people said that they did catch the glitter, but like it's just impossible to show you. But I had so much fun with this. This was also a buddy colour, and it was with Jodie Moments, and I just had so much fun with it. I really put my all into colouring it, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, it made it quite high up on the list. It's number 3 on the list. But I just enjoy it, you know. This is a mixture of, there's soft pastel in the background, there's Faber-Castell Polychromos. I think there's a little bit of Derwent Inktense here and there as well. There is watercolour pencil on this bit because I'm lacking a lot of greys in my sets. And then there's like cheap W.H. Smith glitter on top as well, which I really like. It is quite rough though. I'm quite worried if that's gonna... I don't think it will affect the other pages, but yeah, it was such a fun page to do, and I can't wait to do more in this book, which I am doing more in this book actually. If you see my plans video, I have another buddy colour planned in this book for this month. Number 2, can anybody guess what it is? It's a very early one. Let me just get it. Where is it? It's in my favourite Lulu Mail book, or as I used to call her, Lululemon. If you're an early follower of mine, you'll know that I used to get Lululemon and Lulu Mail mixed up. This is A Million Sea Creatures, and it's actually the very first page I did in a Lulu Mail book. Made me fall in love with Lulu Mail, but then made me highly scared to do the rest because I didn't know if I could redo this. But I absolutely love Woomers or Prismacolors in this paper. I think this is Prismacolor and then the rest is Woomers. So yeah, I was really excited to buy this and really happy that I did it. I have fallen out with Prismacolors and Woomer pencils recently. I think it's just the paper. Like, I think you do have to really work on planning what pencils you use on what paper, and I think that Lulu Mail paper does lean very nicely into these pencils, and I think I will be using it again in these type of books. But yes, definitely my second favourite page. I love how vibrant it is. I love what I did with the donuts, how they look like donuts, but they also look like blow up balloons, I guess, or floats. And I did a little tutorial on how to colour with coloured pencils and sent it to my friend Jennifer because she's more of a marker person, which was fun. And yeah, I left the fishies white to match my nails. My nails were probably this colour, to be honest, back then too, because I just love the white look. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I just love how cartoony it looks, because I am not, if you look at my artwork before I started colouring again, my art style is not cartoony at all, and I wish it was, because it's so hard. Like, it's so cute, but it's just so hard to accomplish. And I think that doing things like this makes me understand cartooniness a little bit more, which I'm excited about, and I kind of want to move it into my own work as well, which will be fun. So yeah, I think that's why this is one of my top favourite pages, just because it made me understand illustration a little bit more. And I've got to owe that to Lululemon / Mail. So I shouldn't have said that, because now I'm going to get mixed her up again. I'm going to get her name mixed up again. Okay, can anybody guess what my favourite page is? It's my very last favourite page. It was really hard, you know. It was really hard to pick what my favourite page was, to be honest. The Magical Christmas nearly got in here too, but my favourite page is from Winter Wonder by R.J. Hampson. This is my first R.J. Hampson book. My first, well, it's actually not, it's my second, but it's my first one that I've coloured in. It's my first RJ page, and it was a collab that Piggy Pens did, and here on YouTube she made a sort of Christmas present for RJ. Every single one of us coloured a page in this book in the community. Not every single one of us in the community, a select amount of us from the community. And this was my page, and I really did not like this page. I didn't want it. This was the only page in the book that I didn't want, and I got it. And a few people did offer to swap with me, but I decided just to decline and to go for it. And I'm really happy that I did, because it taught me so much about just perseverance and colour theory and picking colours and just a bunch of other things. And it also made me definitely again fall in love with Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils, because this is done with those pencils and those pencils alone. I think there's a little bit of white. Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying I think. There is a little bit of white, you know, pen here and there, but it cut me off then. I was just buzzing about this page basically, so I hope that it cut off in a nice way. But yeah, I'm just really happy with this, and I'm really happy that I went with the green. I wasn't going to, because it's not the way that people go, but the leaves reminded me of leaves and it just made me want to put green, so I did, and I'm really happy that I did it, and I'm just so happy with the whole page. And I'm going to keep this out because this is my most liked page on Instagram, I think, because I posted a new page yesterday after I answered all these questions, and that one's close second, I think, even though I posted it only the other day. So I'm going to double check just to make sure that I'm telling you the right statistics here in a second. Let me see. Okay, 43 likes with the mystery one. And then this one, where is it? Enchanted Evening has, 63. Okay, well, it's not a close second at all, is it? 63 likes this one has, which is cute. Not even the one that has like way more views. Mostly my pages sit between like 20 and 40 likes, but I don't even look at that stat really. I'm not really that bothered by it. That Lulu Mail one got 30. Yeah, I'm not really bothered by it. One of them got 15. That was quite sad. Doesn't really bother me. It doesn't make a difference on how I see myself or my pages or my worth or anything like that. But yeah, everybody seemed to like this page. But I also think that maybe this is because this was a big collab, so everybody in the collab was liking everybody else's pages and just supporting each other, which is obviously nice. But if I didn't do this as a collab, I don't know if it would have got as much likes. Who knows? It's an and or if but situation. Goals set and met. So while I answer questions that doesn't have any page specifically tied to it, I think I will just try and insert some fun to look at clips of stuff. I don't know what, but we'll see. So I hope you enjoy these clips and are not confused by what's going on. But so I didn't really set that many goals. In fact, I didn't even think about it, but I did write some placeholder goals when I made my colour buddy system on Notion, because I was thinking about selling it and I ended up not selling it. But those goals on there were not specifically for me, but good goals in general to have, I guess. So one of them was try different techniques, and I kind of did and I didn't. I tried soft pastel techniques and other things, but I just was a bit too serious, I think. And I needed to loosen up and have fun. I really love watercolour and gouache and painting, and I do that a lot outside of colour books, but I don't know how to translate it into colour books. And Andre from What Colourful Worlds, we were having a little conversation about this tonight actually, and she gave me a really good idea. So I'm going to go and try new techniques with that. But yeah, I didn't really do that. And then my other goal was buy books that I want to colour instead of books that I just want for the sake of wanting, and I definitely didn't meet this goal. If you've seen my what I regret buying video, then you'll know this, but I just did not enjoy I didn't enjoy this bit about being a new creator on, or a new colourist, I guess when everybody else was. I think it would have been different if I wasn't a YouTuber. So I felt like I had to build up my collection. So I was getting books that other people were having and that other people were doing body colours in. And it was kind of a little bit of FOMO, I think. So I bought books, too many books on a whim. But we'll go into that more in a second when we answer the rest of these pages or these questions. How many books did you colour in? I have cut out some of the like extra questions and extra little tidbits that Karen has written, just because I wanted to keep it on this page that I wrote it on, and also just for easiness sake. But I coloured in 36 books this year, or this 6 months. 6 past months, which is insane. Like, that's so many books to be colouring in 6 months. And I coloured 73 pages and I averaged it out to 12 pages a month, obviously, because I only coloured for 6 months of the year. So that's quite a lot. But there were months, obviously, where I coloured 3 pages, 9 pages, actually 12 and 10. You know, there was a variety of different numbers of pages that I coloured throughout the months. There was a month, I think in November, where I coloured like 20 pages or something, 19. So yeah, but the average is 12. And how many buddies / prompts and challenges did you take part in? I took part in 31 buddies and 2 prompts / challenges. I can't remember what the prompts and challenges were. I think I mentioned it in my August pages video, or maybe my September. It was probably around about Halloween time. I can't remember, but apparently I participated in 2. I really need to figure out a way to log those and remember those. And probably just put a note in my Notion tracker would be good. How many whips have you ended the year on? Now, I put 7, but I think this is a lie because I think I have either less or more. I don't know, but we'll quickly get them out, I think, and we'll show you how many whips we have. Does whips from 2017 count? Because if it does, then I have way more than I thought. Oh my goodness, I've got a lot more than I thought, you know. I'm not going to count my Mythomorphia 2017 version because that's just not fair, I think, because there's too many whips in there and I don't plan on finishing that book. That's a relic now. Okay, so this is actually my most finished whip and I'm hoping to finish it tonight or tomorrow. This is my Buddy Colour with What Colourful Worlds by Andre, or with Andre, sorry. And yeah, I'm really excited by it. It's great. Yeah, it just needs little bits here and there, all these little bits in the background, and then some work on the penguins and maybe some work on the glass to make it look like it's actually in a box, a glass box. Some, you know, finished rendering stuff, and it will be done. So it's not got that much to do. It's just the bits that I'm avoiding. I'm avoiding all these little bits because they're annoying, but I think I might just do the rest of them with cream and just call it done. I don't know, but yes, that is in what colourful worlds? No, worlds within worlds with What Colourful Worlds. That's quite hard to say, but yes, that's Crybaby Roseanne's, and that is a whip. Then we have this one, which I'm not sure I want to count as a whip because I'm not sure if I want to finish it or not. It was when I first got the Wimmers and I wasn't really happy with the way that it was coming out, but to be honest, I think I could make this look really cool. I just need to figure out a better colour scheme and maybe go over it with paint markers or something like that. It's just too purple. I don't know what I was thinking, and I don't know what I want to do with the background either. But I've seen a lot of people do this page and I think you can make it look really cool. So I definitely want to do it. I just don't know exactly how. And Joanna Basford's annoying because I would like to do backgrounds, like a lot of cool painterly backgrounds with her, but all of these intricate details really annoy me, especially the black lines on the leaves because they're so thin. I know that I would end up covering them and I would have to draw them back in, and it's just not the best because obviously it's a different pen used and all that stuff. I don't know, but yeah, this is definitely a whip, but I don't know if I'm ever going to come back to it because I just don't like it. But I don't know if this is one of the books that I might want to finish colouring one day. Who knows? I don't know. This is my funny accidental whip. So it's 3 so far. This will get finished, but not until we pick this page again. So I don't know when it's going to be picked again. But I thought this was the page for December and it wasn't. So I started it and then I realised it and then I finished the other page. So, and I think I'll just wait until it's ready to be finished. It's probably not going to be finished until next year now. In either December next year or January next year, I think. So that kind of sucks. Especially since one of the pages picked for this month is actually this one, which is quite similar to the other one. So they could have done that one to just save me having a whip, but whatever, it's fine. I don't mind having whips. This is definitely one that I am... Oh, that was Capybara Cuties by Rob Parkinson, by the way. This one's definitely a weird whip, and I don't know if you can call it a whip again. I mean, it is a whip because I haven't finished it and I have started it, and that's the whole point of whips, but it's just so little. And I was just playing around when I first started. This was when I first started, or I first received the Woomer pencils. I was just testing them out and trying to figure out what pages I wanted to do with them. And I think this page is probably going to be a little bit too intricate for that, and I might use polychromos for this. I think I'm going to use polychromos for most of Rita's books. So yeah, that's another whip. So how many is that now? 4. This is another whip in a Rita Berman book. This is Mina Herbst Spaziergang, My Walk, Autumn Walk, or whatever. That was Mina ALLJArt Africa. Sorry, I'm not telling you. Or Dor Africa, however you pronounce it. Yeah, this is a whip, and I do plan on finishing it eventually. It is in my plans for January, but I doubt I'll finish it, to be honest. I'll probably need to wait until next year, because I'm not inspired to do autumn stuff until next year, I guess, until autumn comes around again, which is really sad, but it is what it is. And then I completely forgot that I started this page, but I did it while I was in the car waiting on Caden coming out of some thing that he was doing. It was a team building thing for his football club, and I was in the car, so I decided to bring this, and this is all I got done. This is watercolour, or I think, no, Derwent Intense. No, it's Derwent Intense, I think. Be watercolour. I don't know. I know I used a brush. I think it's Inktense, but I was using it by taking it off of the tip with my brush and putting it on. And I really do want to finish this at some point. It's really cute, but yeah, it was just a random, I want to colour for me sort of thing, because I just recently got these Diane Defoe books and I'm really excited to do them. So I just started doing this in the car, and I'm really excited to get it finished. So that's Nunor's Therapy by Diane Defoe. The next whip is Alien Worlds by Kirby Rozans, and this is a buddy colour with Crystal from Casually Colouring, and this is what it looks like so far. All I need to do with it basically is just finish off the little sort of reddy, peachy, orangey tones that are going through it, and I think I'm going to just deepen the shadows here and there, and then I'll be done. So it's going to be good. There's plenty more I could probably do with it, but I think I'm just going to leave it like this, to be honest. I think it will work. I was going to put blue in it as a suggestion from Casually Colouring herself, Crystal, but I decided that I just want it to be done and I'm happy with the way that it's looking. So once I finish all of this red stuff that goes through the orange, I think it will look good, and it's just tedious work, that's all. So yeah, I'm really excited to get that one finished. Oh my goodness, how many are we on now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're at our 7 and we've still got a few to go. So this is Colour Me Christmas for Kids by ALLJArt, and this is the work in progress. It's an Inktense piece. You'll probably have seen this if you've watched my plan video, but I plan to finish this month. It just needs a little bit of work. I did it on my live stream, so you can watch it on my live stream up until now, and I'll finish it off eventually. I just think that whips are really hard for me. If I create a whip and don't finish it straight away, then I'm less likely to come back to it. So that's why I like to work on it until I'm done, but that can be quite detrimental to my colouring enthusiasm, because I'm like, oh, I've got to finish this stupid page before I can start another one, and then I don't colour at all. So I'm trying to be more lenient with whips, but we'll see how that goes. Next up is Lonely Pumpkins Christmas, and this is the first page. I decided I was going to go through this and colour it front to back, although I skipped this page, I don't know why. I started colouring this at work, I guess, on my break. And then I went through and started colouring all of the heads because I had the pencils out basically, and I got through quite a bit. And then I just stopped, obviously, because that was the end of my break. But yeah, so I don't know if you can call all of those whips. I'm just going to call this one a whip because obviously it is a whip, I guess. I don't know what colours these are. I should have probably remembered that. It looks very creamy, but ashy at the same time. That's A Lonely Pumpkin's Christmas by Yusuku. I keep forgetting to say the names. Then we have Serendipity, and again, I don't know. I wasn't classing this as a whip either because I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but it was a test with my markers because I'd never used markers before, and I wanted to see if markers would work on RJ Hampson's paper because I was doing the collab. So I tried to do this and I did shade it a little bit. I could call this finished, to be honest, but there is probably more shading that I would like to do, and I probably would have wanted to do a background and smooth this background out as well, so I'm not sure if I can actually call it finished or not, but I will definitely go in with this and finish it at some point with some coloured pencils, I guess. But yeah, so it's just done with the pastel markers. The pastel set, the 96 pastel Uhuhu markers. So yeah, that is Serendipity by RJ Hampson, and that's whip number 9. Do we count these as whips? We have this one, which I started back in 2017. So this is a long-term whip. This is from Jungle Vision by Alexander George Ward. This colouring book was sent to me. And this is Prismacolor. I started doing this and I just stopped and didn't colour in it. I don't know why. I think all of these little intricate details really scared me, but now I would probably just ignore those and colour it in a shaded way rather than actually individually colour all of those bits, I think. And then this is also a whip, but I don't think I'll ever come back to this because I wasn't having fun. This is Luminance pencil, by the way. That's crazy. I can tell that. It was years and years ago. And then we have one more in here, I believe, which is this one. And I'm going to count this as a whip because I might come back and finish it eventually because it actually looks pretty cool so far. But yeah, so 2 whips in here. I can't even remember what I was using. I probably just used different pencils and go with it and just colour it the way that I would now, I guess. Sort of a collaboration with myself. So 2 in there, so that's 11 whips. And I think there's 2 in this book as well. This is Gabby Wolf Minimania Colouring Book Volume 1. And this is one of the whips. I was doing this when I was on holiday in Wales and I only had my Woomer and Prismacolor pencils with me and I wasn't having a very good time with this at all. But I don't think it looks that bad and I think I probably could finish it up. It's just that I didn't really like where the frogs were going. I made them purple. I don't know why I did that. I think it was because I made the lily pads green and I was like, well, I can't put green frogs on green lily pads, but that's what happens in real life. So I don't know why I couldn't do that. But apparently I couldn't. So I made them purple and then hated it. And then there's another whip started in this as well, which is here. Again, this is Prismacolor and Woomer. I can't remember which is which. I think I was using them pretty much interchangeably. They're really similar colour values anyway. But yeah, I was just sick of that. So I started this page because I felt like it. And then I didn't really do much after that. I just, and I didn't go back to it after I came home from Wales either. So that's 13 whips. And then we've got 2 more. This is also when I got the Woomer set, so I was just going about and colouring on different papers and different things just to see how they worked, and I was actually really enjoying this page, but I just didn't finish it because I was doing other things with the Woomers and didn't come back to it after Halloween either because it's a Halloweeny page. So yeah, it's a whip for now. It might be finished next Halloween, who knows. I'm going to just keep it in my stash until then, until I decide whether I'm going to finish it or not. So that is number 14 in the whips. This is Let's Colour Halloween. I don't really know. I think it's by Future, I guess. The publisher? I'm not sure. And then this is Shop Fronts and it is by Colouring Haven, or Heaven, sorry. This is the English version, and this is the last WIP. And again, I don't know if I'm going to come back to it, and I definitely am not going to come back to it with the supplies I was using, because I was using Inktense, and Inktense does not work well on this paper at all. It works all right. You could probably get away with it because it wasn't really bleeding through or anything, but I just didn't like the effect of it, and this is the only thing that I've done in it, so I don't know if you can call it a WIP, and I don't know if I'll finish it. So yes, 15 WIPs technically, if you want to count them all, which is great. Okay, so number 8, how many untouched books are you left with at the end of the year? And that is 74. That's the number. We're just going to move on. I don't really care about untouched books. If I haven't touched them, then I will eventually. I'll eventually work in them when I want to, and I'm not stressing about it. And then the next question is, have you completed any books? Number 9. Nope, I have not completed any books. I don't think I'm anywhere close to completing any books, and I don't really care about that either. Not bothered if I do or if I don't, but there are books that I would probably colour every page in because I like it, but it's not one of my goals necessarily. Question number 10, and I am regretting this question so much, so I am sorry, but number 10 is, how many new books have you bought in 2025? And the answer is 121. I started the year with 2 books and I acquired 121. I haven't bought all of these books, and they weren't at full price either. I bought a lot of them for £2-3, and I also was gifted a bunch of them as well. So it is a lot to add to your collection in 6 months, but I also felt compelled to buy a lot because I felt like I was starting from the beginning, and I entered this community where there was loads of people doing buddies and having a good time within the community, and I wanted to take part of that. So I felt like I needed to add all of these books. I didn't have to do it so fast, but with my compulsive, spontaneous buying, like impulsive nature, I felt the need to at the time, but I've slowed down now, and I'm happy to say that I have a lot of books in my collection that I am happy to have in my collection. And yes, there are many, many more that I want to add, but I don't feel like I need to add to them right now because I have a lot of books to colour in. So yes, 121 is a lot. I have 123 in my collection now because I started with 2. Number 11, must have 2025 colouring book release. So I guess I could show you because I got it, of course, because it's a must have. Now, I don't actually know what books I have in my collection that was released in 2025 because, again, I'm new to the community and I didn't really look at that sort of thing. So the must-have book that I bought right away without even doing a flip was Winter Wonder by R.J. Hampson. I only had one of his books previously and I hadn't even coloured in it, but I had seen his work going around in the past couple of weeks, and I just really loved his work and felt like I should get it. This is an Inktense test, by the way. I got it in the hardback edition, but and the paper is very good. You can use Inktense in this, I think, if you're really careful. But I probably will buy the PDF versions. I don't know though, because I like the books. I like the hardback books being in my collection. I think I'll get the hardbacks for these pages and then buy the PDFs. A lot of people feel ripped off when they buy PDFs from RJ because they are a little bit more expensive than other people's PDFs. But I like it. I like his PDFs. I like his hardbacks. So I would rather pay a little bit extra money to get the paper that I want and to experience it in a better way. However, my printer, this is the only page that I've coloured in this properly, by the way. My printer doesn't have, well, I don't think it's good for printing a lot of black ink onto coloured pages. I think I would prefer to use a laser printer or to buy a new printer, which I am in the market for. I'm looking to buy a like an eco tank of some sort, which I'm excited about, but I'm so excited to colour in more of RJ's work. I just don't know how to go about it because his work is very intricate and I don't feel like I could do it justice with watercolour or like water mediums because it's so detailed, and I just want to do it with, I think, polychromos pencils, which I'm excited about. I think even though it's boring, I guess, I just like working with pencils, and I think that working in this kind of style with coloured pencils will really push my skills in coloured pencils because, yeah, it's just a challenge, isn't it? I might use softer pencils for backgrounds, like bigger areas that I need to colour in. But for the most part, I want to use Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils in this book. There are a few books that I have in my collection that I want to use purely those pencils, so I'm excited about that. But yes, this is my must-have release of 2025. I think there was another couple of releases that I liked. Didn't even realise came out this year, but that's the one that comes to mind that I know was released in 2025 because I got it as soon as it came out. The next question is favourite supplies and new discoveries. So we have my Derwents. So I'm going to go ahead and say that my favourite supplies are definitely Derwent Inktense pencils. These are my Derwent Inktense pencils. I only do not have the greys, which I'm going to get in my collection real soon. But yes, I love these pencils. They're one of my favourite things to work with. I don't know, I prefer them over watercolour pencils. I have tried using ALLJArt. I've got a full set of 60 of these now, and I'm just not that into them compared to Inktense. I really like the inky easeability of use. Watercolour's a little bit harder to, in pencil form in my opinion, push around. The pigment doesn't seem to break up enough for me and it's too opaque, whereas normal watercolour doesn't do that for me, but Inktense doesn't do that either. So yes, Inktense pencils are definitely my favourite supply, and obviously you've got the obvious ones like Faber-Castell Polychromos. Of course they're my favourites. I love pretty much every pencil set that I have apart from these, the Derwent Pros, because they are too hard, but I am not forcing myself, but trying to use them a little bit more in coloured books. I'm using them in Symphony of Cute Animals right now, and I'm trying to see if I like them. I'm doing birds, so I thought that would be the perfect opportunity to use harder pencils. And then another favourite of mine is the Derwent drawn pencils, and they're also a new discovery. I didn't know that these existed until I got them in this year when I came back to colouring again. So yes, I've been using these a lot, and I'm missing one. I literally just do not have this one, the 10700. I need to order that one because I skipped it somehow, and I accidentally purchased this one again, and I accidentally purchased another like green or something again. So annoying, but yeah, this is the only one I'm missing from my full 72 Derwent drawn collection. They are gorgeous pencils. I love them so much. I love how muted they are. I love the cool colour palettes you can get with them. I love all their greys. I just love everything about them. I haven't really been using the greys that much because I just got the rest of my set after I finished the Christmas page in Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Roseanne's, so I haven't actually tried the full set yet, and I'm kind of waiting on that red one or reddy orange one to come as well. But yeah, that's definitely a new discovery. And then another new discovery, not exactly new to the world, I mean Derwent drawings aren't new to the world either, but they did come out with their 72 set this year, are these. These are my new to my collection Ohuhu markers. Now I have the Honolulu Bee set. I've got the skin tone set, the mid-tones, and the pastel, 96 pastel set. I've moved them all around now to kind of suit a little bit of a better system so that I can see what the hell is happening. But yes, these are a new discovery of mine, and I haven't quite got there yet with how to use them and my happiness with them, but I have been going back and forth saying I'm not a marker girly, I am a marker girly, I'm not, and so forth. But I'm beginning to love these for quick pages and just having a little bit of fun. I've been using them in my Colouring the Year book, which I'm not posting anywhere actually. I'm posting this, or rather Andy is posting these, and I've decided just to let her post my pictures on her little post where she posts all of the people in this group on Instagram, just because it helps her account out more. So go and follow Andy. I'll put her information in the description below. But this is me just messing around with markers, and obviously I haven't used them that much, but I'm getting to grips with them now, and they're really fun to use. Just quick, easy things to base with, or to use as just a quick little, you know, page on really crappy paper that you don't want to use watercolours on. Okay, so the next question is most reached for book. What book did you colour the most in? That's exciting. It's something very weird though. Well, not weird, but it's unexpected, because I have books that if I wasn't doing so many buddies, I probably would colour in more, but because I'm doing buddies and trying to colour in multiple books of mine, I end up not colouring in books that I would gravitate more towards if it was my own choice, if you get what I mean, but it's not a bad thing. However, I have started a project book with Jess, and there are other people. There's Amy, Deborah, Ali, Jess, me, and I think one other person, Kathy, has just joined, or maybe that's another group. It's kind of hard to keep all track of these all these groups, so I'm really sorry. I mean no disrespect when I don't mention someone, or I forget about someone, or I get their name wrong or whatever. It's just too many people to keep track of. But it started with me and Jess, and it's grown from there. And this is Capybara Cuties by Rob Parkinson. It's my favourite book in this collection. I think Rob Parkinson actually does a good job of it. It's weird because the cover illustrations are by Suzanne Washington, but I like these illustrations, but I don't like her version of the Capybara Cuties. She has a Christmas version. I don't like it so much. But yes, we have coloured 8 or 9 pages in this book now, and I obviously keep reaching for it because it's a project book, so it helps having it be a project book, but it is just so cute and easy. Like, this is another page that we've done. And I love capybaras, red pandas, and I'm sure I have another favourite animal, but I can't think of it right now, are my favourite animals. I love capybaras, they're so cute. And I love how tiny they are, but I love also how stylised these are and how fun they are. They're just quick and easy to colour, and I enjoy colouring them a lot. Is there any? No. And I've had so much fun colouring with other people in this book. It transfers like crazy. I should protect my pages and put it in between, but I don't do that. This is another one we've done. And another one. Like I said, it transfers like mad. But at least it's single-sided, so it doesn't really matter if it does transfer. That's why I've not bothered with protective sheets with these. But it does mean that the other page on the other side kind of smudges a little bit. And I think that's the last page. So how many pages? Oh yeah, I've done a whip here as well, because I thought that was December's page, but it wasn't. So that's 1, 8, I think 8. And that's the most I've done. I've actually done more in Coco Wyo's Cozy Corner, but they haven't been like proper pages. They've been like pages that I did when I first started and I wasn't sure what I was doing. And I didn't like them. It was when I had the B&M markers to start with, so I'm not even going to count that book because I'm not proud of those pictures, even though I reached for it a lot. But yeah, there's so many books that I would reach for more, like my Mythomorphia book probably, you know, Kirby Rosanes, things like that. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I've had so much fun with those, but Capybara Cuties is my most worked in book of 2025. It'll be fun to see what my most worked in book of 2026 is going to be. I think I have an inkling of what it's going to be though. Probably Capybara Cuties as well. Anyway, the most challenging page. Okay, yes, now we're getting somewhere. This was from Mythic World by Kirby Rosanes, and this was the most challenging page in my life. This was a buddy with Joe from Piggy Pens, and this was so hard. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I started with gouache in the background, which was going really well. I completely blacked out all of the lines, which I wasn't happy about. I like to keep the lines of people's work in the books. I don't like to cover them up, and Kirby has a lot of lines. I know that technically it's just shading lines and you can do whatever you want, but I just like to keep it as a collaboration rather than a cover up. So by the time I got down here, I was like, oh, I don't really want to use gouache anymore. I tried to do it on the face and I failed, so I had to redraw the face, and it looks a little bit garish because it's really harsh black line on top of gouache. And then I was covering too many lines with the foreground, and I think the foreground is too purple. The whole colour scheme is off to me. A lot of people said that they liked it, but I just don't like the way that it came out. I'm not happy with it. I wasn't happy with the process. The whole page just felt like a mess to me, and it was really challenging for me to finish it. I was honestly thinking about putting it in the bin and buying a new copy. I was looking on Vinted for a new copy of this, and I did find one for $5, but I just decided, no, look, I'm just going to finish it and then we'll use it as a learning tool to not do that again, which is basically using really opaque coloured pencils on top of these lines and using gouache in these type of pages. I just don't want to do it. There are bases, I think, for that kind of work, but not in Kirby's books. In my opinion, anybody can do anything they want or whatever, but I just feel like, my personal opinion, I don't really like doing that, and I don't like the way this came out. I don't like the look of it. I know that it's not as bad as it could have been. I mean, some people would probably die to be able to not die, but that's a bit dramatic, but you know what I mean. They would probably love to be able to colour like this. But yeah, I mean, look at her face. It's so sad that her face is like that. I don't enjoy it. Too opaque, the colours are weird. I don't like it. And that's the end of that. Most challenging page. Since I am a new colourist and I've only been colouring for a certain amount of time, you're going to see the same page pop up multiple times. This is Winter Wonder again, and the question is the most surprising, or colouring surprise. I can't remember what the rest of the question was, but it's just what surprised you most, I guess. What page surprised you? And I'm going to say One Enchanted Evening by Winter Wonder, in the Winter Wonder colour book by R.J. Hampson again, because it just surprised me. Like, I just didn't think that I was going to enjoy colouring this page. When I seen it, I was like, oh my god, I hope I don't get that page with the collab. There was just, I mean, I've said it loads of times, I just did not want this page, and I was dreading it. But by the time I picked my colour palette, I looked online for loads of colour palettes. I can't even remember. I should probably print out my colour palette inspiration so that you can see. But by the time I found it and I started colouring, I just started loving the page and how easy it was to colour. Once I broke it down and actually thought about, right, this is going to be this colour and this is going to be this colour, then I had such a good time with it. And once I decided that it was going to be blue and pink primarily for the mouse and, well, both mice, and then I typed into Pinterest or Google, I can't remember what I did, but colour palettes with soft pink and soft blue in it, and this came up. It is altered slightly though because the green wasn't in it, but you know, I just had a lot of fun and I was a bit more creative and free, and I just really enjoyed it. And it surprised me because I didn't expect to enjoy it at all. I expected to hate every single minute of it. So I'm glad that I did it, and I'm excited to do more pages in this book exactly like this, and maybe even a similar sort of vibe, like similar colour palettes and stuff. Just out of the ordinary colour palettes, because I think a lot of people would have went for red, gold and pink with this illustration. Okay, how many videos did you make? So I made 27 to do with the colouring community and 9 videos to do with the art community, basically. So 9 art videos and 27 colouring community videos. If you don't know, I used to be an avid original artist, and I used to have a shop, and I sold stickers and I sold original paintings and prints and stuff like that. And I did a lot of art and, you know, tutorials and unboxings and paintings here on the channel, and I fell out of love with that because it was getting harder and harder for me to pick up the pencil. I don't know, there was a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to go into that, but yeah, I made 9 art videos, and then I moved on to colouring in August and made 27 colouring book videos. I do anticipate that I'll be making a lot more videos in 2026, so I'm really excited about that. I've made 36 videos in 2025, which isn't a lot, because I used to post a lot. It isn't a lot for me. I would like to post at least once a week, maybe even twice a week, so it's not a lot, but it's enough. It's what I needed to do at the time. And then the next thing is favourite video, and this was really hard because I really liked some of the videos that I posted when I was in the art community, and I'm really proud of those videos. Like, I like every single sketchbook tour I do because I love looking through my sketchbooks, and then I loved it when I did That Is Painting Like Riding a Bike video, because I just felt like it was so concise, and it explained my feelings towards painting quite a bit, and it was just nice. But nobody liked that video. Nobody clicked on it, but I think it was because I was already edging into the colouring community by then, that a lot of people just did not really want to watch that kind of content on my channel anymore. So it didn't do well, and that kind of made me sad, because it has 87 views or something right now, and I worked so hard on that video, even though, to be honest, the actual content of the video isn't my best work. The voiceover and the quality of the video was some of my best work up until that point. So I don't know, I really loved that video. So my favourite video would probably be Is Painting Like Riding a Bike. And if you want to go and watch that, then please by all means do so. That would mean a lot to me. But my other favourite video was probably Colour Me Christmas by the book flip, and it was because I was just so honestly raw with that, and I found some of the things that I said even like funny. Like, I wasn't trying to be funny, but when I was watching it back and editing the video, I gave myself a couple of chuckles, and I gave a few other people chuckles in that video as well. So I thought that it was a nice sort of relaxed, vibey video that I did, and not necessarily at all, because obviously a lot of people these days don't really care for flips that have been out for a while, but I just like doing flips. I like to share my opinions about books that have already been out and that are new to me, and even though they might be slow burns, as people call them, they're not very good watchable videos. Like, you won't watch it unless you're searching for it. It's a very sort of slow burn where the views will climb up over time as people discover these types of books and search for them online. So it's not exactly the best view grinding video, but I like those type of videos. So I guess my favourite video from, I mean, I love all my completed pages videos as well, because they're just fun to look back on. But yeah, if I was to be a little bit different, and since I haven't done many tutorial videos, or like actually making and drawing and doing the art this year, I think that that's probably why, because I love to make art and actually show what it's like to do it on my videos, but I haven't found a good way to do that with colour books yet. So I don't know, I'm rambling. Yes, basically my favourite video is Colour Me Christmas book flip, or whatever I called it, but it's a flip of the book, Colour Me Christmas by ALLJArt. And I'll link that in the description below if you want to go and see that as well, if you haven't. And then number 18 is colouring routine. So has it changed in 2025? Well, it has actually, because I didn't colour before and now I do. So I am a busy mum and it's really hard to kind of stick everything in. I've got 2 sons and I have like part-time jobs and I have a whole house to look after, and I have lots of hobbies and lots of things that I want to do and lots of people I want to spend time with. So it's really hard to fit colouring in, but I try my hardest. I just basically, you know, do it when my baby's sleeping or he's doing some independent play, which I find that is really important to kids' development, is to let them play by themselves. And so I colour for 20 minutes while he plays by himself, and then I also do it at night as much as possible as well. So that's basically how my schedule goes, and it will probably change quite a bit when he goes to nursery, but we've got a couple of years until that happens. In fact, it will probably change quite a bit in the next 6 months because he's going to be doing a lot more and being able to move around a lot more. He hasn't started walking just yet. He's almost there, but not quite. So that'll be when the fun actually does start. New techniques. The only one that I wrote for this is like scraping pastel and using it as a sort of dabbing technique or rubbing technique rather than putting it straight on to the page and using it that way. That's one of the new techniques that I've used, and I love it for soft backgrounds and stuff like that, or building up soft colour and basing your pages with that, because it just is so soft and so easy, and it doesn't get everywhere. Like, it is a mess, but it's easy to clean up and it doesn't smudge as much as you would think it would, as long as you rub it right into the page. So that's one new technique that I have been using quite a bit in my colour books. Not as much as I would like though, because I do like to colour at night on the couch while I'm hanging out with my boyfriend. So I don't know, my hubby, whatever you want to call him. He and if I started scraping pastel on the couch when I was colouring, I think there would be a lot of questions, and I don't want to do that. So the next question is inspirational artist, and this was quite hard for me to answer because I didn't know whether they meant, you know, illustrator who illustrates books or people who colour or whatever. Hold on. So my answer to this question is going to be quite short and sweet, but I also want to preface it by saying that there's loads of people that I am inspired by on Instagram. I just don't know their names. Like, I don't remember that stuff. I just follow them on Instagram and then recognise their pages and their things. I don't actually look at their name or their display pictures, so I don't actually know who they are, but I am inspired by a lot of artists and things, and if you want to go and see who they are, most of them are gouache artists actually. I'll put a list of people in the description below, whether they have YouTube channels or Instagram only, and you can check them out there. But the one person in the colour book community would be Rita Berman. I'm just going to grab one of her books, but I'll tell you how many of her books that I actually own right now. I own 9 of them, I think, or 10. They definitely are all of them I want, maybe, apart from the Reefs one. But Rita Berman's work is so beautiful. It's so colourful. I love how she injects colour that you wouldn't think to inject. Like, you might think, oh, this tent here is going to be red and blue and white. That's great, but she's added purple to it. This is a really small example because she does it extremely in other artwork as well. I think maybe there's another. We'll get some of her books out to look at the covers, right? Okay, by some I said maybe all. What the heck? Okay, this isn't a good example either, but it is a little bit. You know how colourful it is? This fish is green, blue, purple, yellow, and maybe even a little bit of pink in there as well. It's just crazy how much colour she injects into her work, and I love that, and I want to know how to do that myself without making it look forced or weird. This is a good example as well. This Eiffel Tower is blue and pink. Like, who would have thought about doing that, you know? It's just so lovely. And then her colours as a whole are just so vibrant and so nice and just so not dull, if you know what I mean, because I'm guessing this is the, what's it called? Uncle Ben? It's not Uncle Ben, is it? The Tower of Ben? Ben? Tower Ben? Ben Tower? Ben Clock? Oh my goodness, what is it called? Ben of London. I have no idea. I can't remember. Oh my goodness. I don't think it's this colour. I think it's grey. grey. But she's made it, you know, there's pink in there, there's orange, there's blue. It's just beautiful. So much colours. This train is white. You know it's white, but there's blue in it. There's, you know, and I knew this concept already before I figured out, or before I discovered Rita Berman, but she just does it so well. But sometimes she'll do it really subtly. Like, this is normal. This house is yellow and it's been shaded with a darker yellow. And then this roof is reddish orange and it's been shaded with a darker reddish orange colour. But then you have this building that's white and it's got purple, yellow, I'm guessing reflections of light. So obviously yellow, you know, people use that for light reflections depending on time of day, I guess. And then this side is shadows, so this is more in the shadow, this is purple and blue, and it goes into yellow, which is really cool. I love that, and I love that there's pink in here and a bit of yellow and a bit of purple, and it just radiates gorgeousness. I love how she puts colour in her cloudy bits. It's just so beautiful. And then also, not to mention, I'm just going to quickly go to this one. Again, this is white, so she puts colour in her whites, which makes it nice. But I'm just going to mention her actual art style itself. So I obviously am an artist as well, and I love doodling little bits and pieces. Even this is inspiring to me, like just little doodles of things. I love doing this and I love it. I love colouring that kind of thing as well. And I'm not an illustrator. I don't really illustrate things, but I do paint stuff. And this kind of illustration is cute to me, but I would never be able to draw this kind of stuff. It's so simple. And you would think that it's simple, like anybody could draw something like that, but you need to have an imagination and you need to be able to know how to draw things. You need to have perspective skills, and you need to know how to draw a house and make it look like a house. Like, I know it's just a box or whatever, but there's different things that you need to know how to do. Drawing a little car in proportion and just loads of things. Like, it's just hard to explain. But at the same time, Rita is not very realistic, obviously. So I think there's one page that I did mention either in my flip through or like my favourites video or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but there was a page that made me want to just pick up my pencil and start drawing again. Things like this are just things that I want to draw in my own life. Like, I've always wanted to draw a cute little cozy kitchen like this. I'm really drawn to, or not even draw, but just paint as well. I'm really drawn to interiors and mundane life and just things that you wouldn't really expect people to be drawn to be honest. But there's a little picture somewhere. Oh, here it is. This is the guy. He's sitting on this chair, and this chair is not perspectively good at all. So if you look at it, basically it's got a foot missing, or it looks like it has. It's kind of leaning towards you, and this is leaning up that way. So technically this should be straight up here, and it should be facing that way, and this should be also facing parallel to this, but it's not. It's like wonky. But even though I noticed it, it's not noticeable and it's not bad. It's just cute and quirky and whimsical, and I love that about Rita's work. And I wish that I could draw like this. I probably could, but I don't have the patience, and to be honest, I don't have the imagination or the willpower to draw like this either. So I just love it. It's so cute. All these little characters are so cute. I want to make a colour book myself, very much like what Rita's done, but obviously my own style. Like things like that I showed you, or even just people outside a shop looking at it, or like doing mundane things, you know, like dishes or sewing, baking, just going out for a walk or a drive or something. Like, there's so many things that I would love to do drawing style wise that Rita's already done. So she is an inspiring artist in both drawing style and colouring style. So yeah, I would say that I pick Rita Berman to do with colour books and her colouring style too. And then there's obviously a lot of colourists that I've discovered over the last 6 months. I love their work as well, but I don't really want to individually pick people. But I'll just list a bunch of artists that I think are inspiring in the comment or in the description below if you want to go and check them out and give them some love as well. But Rita Berman is definitely my main individual answer for this question. Okay, so the next question, I would like to thank Kimberlyn for reminding me about these answers. Both Kimberlyn and Raven were really, really helpful when I was asking the Pigpen what kind of things I could say to these questions, because I was drawing a blank. So the first question is number 21 is the memorable colouring moment, and it's coming back to colouring after 8 years. I left colouring and I just completely decided I didn't like it. Over the next years, couple of years after I decided not to do it, I started destashing my books. I gave a lot of books to this woman who was in hospital, and she didn't give me them back. And I even messaged her mother afterwards, her daughter afterwards, and asked her recently if she had any still left, but they said that they gave them away and that the nurses gave them away to other people in the hospital, which is fine, but I lost so many decent books, so many good books that I can't get now, like Mouse Guard, for instance. There's just a lot of things that I regret about that, but I did come back to the colouring community after 8 years, and I'm so happy that I did. I mean, I loved the art community and I loved making art videos, and I obviously had to do that to get to this point, but just coming into this community and being so welcomed and loved, and just, I don't know, it was just such a memorable moment, obviously. I'm always going to remember that 2025 July was the year and month that I came back to this community, and it's just amazing. So yes, that was my memorable colouring moment. And then I also had my first live stream back as well. I used to live stream all the time. I did do gaming before, I did vlogs, I've done YouTube, art and stuff like that. I used to stream on Twitch. I got to 400 followers. I even got affiliate on Twitch, and as soon as I got affiliate on Twitch, I quit. I was like, okay, I'm done. It was weird, but yeah, I really enjoyed streaming on Twitch. So to come back and stream colouring on Twitch was really cool. I have a lot of VODs from my old streams. I was 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, of me playing The Sims, playing other games horror games and stuff like that, and also doing some art as well. But I just loved coming back, and I do have a couple of streams on my YouTube channel where I was doing colouring in my Mythomorphia books and my Bennett Klein books, which again, can't get them either. So annoyed. But yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing with this community. And yeah, saying that though, the whole, it's great. Number 22. We'll go to number 22 because it's also kind of related to this. So it's just the community and impact and friendships have you made in 2025. And in the last 6 months, I think I've been a part of a lot of things. Winter Wonder collab, Instagram groups, meeting with new people, and all of the buddies that I did. My first buddy colour ever with Jess, only a month into my colouring journey again. And then obviously just all of the people that I've met. I've met every single person that I know in the community I've met in the last 6 months, and I have grown quite fond of them really quickly. There's too many to mention. Andy, Holly, Helen, Amy. There's so many Amy's. Maya, Autumn, Dabbler D, Dana, Sarah. And do I really have to go through and mention them all? Crystal, obviously Joe from Piggy Pens, Raven, Chantal. I knew Chantal before, but we've just, got talking. All of the buddies, the Polly, Emma, Andre, Laurie, Deborah, Yaya, Millie, just so many people that I have made connections with and that I'm happy that I have found again, or found for the first time. And then also, you know, the extra people that, or not the extra people, but the special people that I actually talk to in my DMs now. And we have personal one-to-one conversations with each other too. So you know who you are, I don't need to tell you, but I am really grateful for those people, and to have found them through colouring is awesome. And I'm looking forward to see where the community takes us. I am part of a collaboration with Jo again from Piggy Pens, who has set up this 24-hour charity stream for cancer, and we are going to be streaming live soon. I will be making a post and a video about this soon as well, just so that you know what's going to happen, but I thought I would mention it in this video just so that you are aware that that is happening at some point. And it's apt because I'm talking about the community and impact and all of that stuff. So being a part of things like this in the community that actually makes a difference, hopefully, is so special and so fun. And I am just a small bean. I hope that people remember that just because I have 5,000 subscribers doesn't mean that I'm like one of the big boys in the colouring community. It doesn't. If you have 1,000, I'm not any better than you are, and I'm just a little bean, just trying to make my way through my colouring journey and sharing it with people online. And I'm just so happy to be a part of this community. But can we just stop with the soppiness and move on to number 24, which is a proud learning moment. And again, thank you to Kimberlyn and Raven for mentioning this to me. I think Raven was actually the one that mentioned this, not sure, but one of the two, or both maybe. Alcohol markers. My proud learning moment is that I am an alcohol marker girly, and I do like alcohol markers. Even though they are difficult and sometimes I want to chuck them back out the window, but I do love them and they're so good and fun. And I'm continuing to learn them, obviously. I'm not going to learn them overnight, but I'm excited to see where that goes and how much I can learn in the next year about markers, and it's just exciting. So number 24, goals and plans for 2026. I haven't actually done like a goals / planning situation yet, even though I have a full-blown planner and I have been using it extensively since January, but I didn't get it before January, so I haven't used it for any of my set up the year sort of things that I usually do. So I'm going to sit down and do that. But one of my big goals for 2026, and I don't know if I'm going to release it in 2026, but I want to work on it extensively in 2026. I want to release a colouring book, or at least work on it extensively in 2026. I want to draw my little characters, and I know that mice are very rife in the community. I might change it. I might not do my mouse. I have a mouse called Salad. My other two bestest art friends, Katie and Tor, also had mice as little characters, and I felt left out, so I decided to make myself a mouse. And I'm not very good at drawing him. I've drawn him a couple of times and it's fine. Like I'm okay at drawing him, but I could be better. And I made a little sculpture of him as well. And I want to draw him and his friends, who I have also created, doing mundane things. Like I said when I was talking about Rita Berman, I want to do that. I don't know if I do want to add in those characters exclusively, though. Maybe do it like what Rita has done it, where she will pop in a character here and there, but sometimes the characters aren't even in the illustrations. But then I just don't want to copy her style either. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's one of my plans. And then another plan is that I want to release little mini colour palette packs made from photography that I've taken around Scotland, because I used to be really into that. Me and my dad would go around Scotland and take pictures, and I have lots of little sets of pictures that I could use for colour palettes and inspiration for people for artwork and also for colouring books. So I want to do that. I don't know if I want to put that behind a paywall or not, or maybe I'll just put it on Ko-fi and I'll suggest a donation amount or something. I don't know. It's a lot of work though, because I have to put them all in to my editor and I have to colour pick all of the colour picks, all of the colours that I want, and I have to line them up and fill it and do all that stuff. It's not going to be as extensive as, like, say, the colour cube. It's not going to be as cute as the colour cube or whatever, but it's going to be something that's digital and available online. You can print it or not, it's up to you. But just a fun little project for me to keep my mind on and keep myself doing other things that involve computers and that involve creating and using the things that I have available to me to help others as well, because I want to make sure that I keep doing that sort of thing anyway. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And then I also want to complete colouring the year with the group that I'm in that Andy has made up, the same book that I showed you earlier. This is Colouring the Year by Sugar Sweet, and basically it's a book full of loads of national holidays or national days. So this is National Tempera Day or whatever you call it, National Popcorn Day, National Houseplant Day. There's lots of days in each month that I'm gonna colour, and I just want to complete it by the end of the year, so that's exciting. Gonna do that. There are a couple of other project books and stuff that I want to work on, but I will probably do another video about those. And then one of my other goals is to free myself to make art in my books rather than to just colour them. And I know that sounds really stupid because everybody that colours are artists. I believe that 100%. But I've sort of shifted my way of making art and looking at it. When I came to colour books, I feel like I can't do certain things in my colour books because that's wrong and that's not what colourists do, or that it's hard to do and I don't want to ruin the book and stuff like that. I just want to free myself up to be able to create what I want to create, use what mediums I want to use, and just have fun in my books. And I think I'm getting there now, but it's really hard. It's very hard to kind of break that barrier and just do whatever I please. So that's my last goal, I think, that I could think of off of the top of my head when I was filling in this. But there might be little changes here and there, and obviously I will keep you updated with that as we go along through the year. And then the last question is number 25, and that's looking forward to 2026. Is there any Japanese book, is there any new books that you're looking forward to? So I don't really look at these too much. I'm not really excited by any of the books because there's still a lot of books that I want to add to my collection that are already out, but I want to buy some Japanese books that are already out this year. I definitely want to make an Amazon Japan order, and I'm looking really forward to that. I just need to bite the bullet and just be like, okay, I'm going to spend this amount of money on it, and that's it. That's how much money I'm going to spend on it. So I might do that for my birthday, get some Japanese books. And then the English version of Leon's Journey is coming out, which I'm really excited about. And then Flower Fantasy by Melpomene Chatsabenagotu is coming out as well, which I'm excited about. There are a few others that I might pick up along the way. There's a couple of Lululemon books, and there is a couple of Joanna Basford books coming out, and Kirby Rosanes as well, I think, is releasing a new book, which I'm excited about too. So there's a lot of things coming in 2026, and I am really excited to continue on with this journey and share it all with you. And I hope that this video is going to be interesting because I don't know what I'm going to fill it with, what kind of footage I'm going to fill it with. I'm going to find some footage that I have lying around, hopefully, and I will fill it up with that. But I must say my throat is getting a little bit dry. I'm going to swig some water so I can tick that off of my habit tracker list, and I'm going to end the video. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time. Bye.